was once one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. Now, Harvey Weinstein will be heading to prison. The disgraced Hollywood mogul found guilty today of third-degree rape and a criminal sex crime. But the jury acquitted him on the most serious charges, being a sexual predator, which would have carried a potential life sentence. Weinstein faces up to 29 years in prison. Before we get to the facts of this, though, I thought to myself today, without Ronan Farrow, would we have this day?
Well, no. It was Jodi Kantor and Megan Twohey, the two reporters at the New York Times, who originally broke that story, and they wrote the book, She Said, where they go into great detail, but continue.
Well, no, I mean, my point was NBC was sitting on this, on the Ronan Farrow stuff, right?
Yes.
So.
And then Weinstein tried to prevent Ronan Farrow he tried to get NBC to stop it, and then when Ronan continued to work on it, he did all sorts of things, like try to have him followed, some pretty nasty things. And so, yeah, Ronan Farrow, though, today tweeted that he doesn't deserve any credit. As you pointed out, the New York Times reporters were there. But he also said, like, the women that came forward to tell their stories were quite courageous. He's gonna, they asked for home detention for him because he had the backstories that didn't go well. Well, it's not gonna happen. Looks like it's not gonna happen. He's gonna have to go to Rikers. He still faces indictments in California. Okay. And even if he were to make a plea deal now on those, the jail time that would do here, that California time would be in addition to.
He's facing 5 to 29 years on these convictions. He was acquitted on the larger charges, which included the uncharged sexual abuse allegations. So because I watched Dana's show, and Andy McCarthy was on, and he said these convictions are more likely to stand up under appeal because those larger charges he was acquitted on. But I just want to point out one thing. I hope that these reporters, everyone, keeps digging into the circle of people around Harvey Weinstein throughout Hollywood, throughout politics, who covered this up literally for decades. He was able to get away with it because people either knew and helped him basically destroy women's lives and helped him continue to sexually assault women year after year after year, or that they just looked away because he was benefiting their careers or he was benefiting their pocketbooks, and that includes a lot of Democrats.
Well, so Jesse, again, this is all new to us because it just happened today, folks, but 25 years, that's about what
5 to 29.
Yeah, but okay, so 5 to 29. And the thought to my mind was, boy, if he had been convicted on that predatory sex charge, he would have gotten life. Now people are saying he's going to die in jail. He's an elderly man, but in some ways, he might actually have gotten off light.
Well, as Dana said, he still is facing charges in Los Angeles. I don't think this is light. I think they secured whatever conviction they could get. These prosecutors, we knock prosecutors a lot, especially from New York on this show. These prosecutors did a really good job up against a very highly paid, talented criminal defense team that Weinstein hired. And he was dangling a lot of cash in front of the victims and trying to pay people off and having people followed. So credit to them. The Me Too movement, you get a lot of problems there, fake allegations, no one really knows what's going on, but this is where these things should be settled. In the court of law, you have due process, you have people testifying, you have evidence, and then a jury, they decide if there's criminal misconduct and how long they should serve it. I think that's the most important thing here.
And I think he's been convicted, Greg, so now, say, a court of law, he's a rapist, right?
It's a shame Hillary didn't win because she could pardon him.
Oh.
And that's a joke, but it's not a joke because why was he so powerful? He used the women's movement and he used empowerment as the liberal virtue signals as a way to protect his own predations, right? People knew. People joked about it, but because he helped the Hollywood issues, for example, what did he do? He actually accused in 2016 of Bernie Sanders of being a sexist on Morning Joe to help out Hillary. Michelle Obama praised him because he gave so much money. But so no one in Hollywood can ever lecture us again about morality because, to your point, they knew all of this. But he, he poked all the right buttons, all the virtue signals.
Well, I think that's what powerful people do. They get away with a lot of nonsense.
Yeah.
All right, another big crime story we're following today. Jussie Smollett back in court. The actor pleading not guilty to a new set of charges that he lied to police about being attacked by Trump supporters in an alleged hate crime. Now, I hate smushing these two together. I know they're both anti-Trump people, but or Could be, I don't know.
But they're both also, one
Scum.
was convicted by a jury and one is under indictment for lying.
Yeah, lying to police is not the same as rape, is all I'm saying.
No, of course not.
Yeah, so I
But you know what? Okay, what keeps them together is they both portrayed themselves as champions of the aggrieved. You can look at all the people that are falling apart right now. Jussie did it for the fame, right? I'm a victim. Avenatti did it for the attention, right? He's going to help the downtrodden. Weinstein, you know, glommed onto these issues. They all kind of are in the same universe of pretending to be for the common man or the common woman so they could take advantage of the situation.
They need to make an example. You can't lie to the police. And if you're famous, you better look out, because look at Martha Stewart. She went to jail for 5 months just for, for obstruction of justice and lying to the FBI. Process crime, it may be, but boom, away you go.
Yeah, I mean, well, we can start talking about, you know, some of those other people like, you know, Mike Flynn and Roger Stone.
Let's not politicize it.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
The Chicago mayor, well, he pled guilty. Okay,
Right.
so there's that. But under Flynn's case, but with Smollett, the Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, she's the one who said he needs to face the charges. He committed a crime. He needs to be prosecuted. He needs to be held accountable. And now it's really, wow, how nice this is for Kim Foxx, who was the state's attorney there at Cook County. She's being questioned, like, how did you let this happen? You did this special deal and you did this thing, and now we have this big mess. And it's very convenient because now she says, well, now that he's been charged, I can't comment because it's under.
Yeah, in fact, she
criminal
says she should have done differently or better, but the election is in a few days.
Yep.
So we'll see how that plays out.